youth brings change and they talk about it and they are not shy and they're not scared. But right now the situation is as such, so a lot of students are taking caution, and this generation, they breathe social media. They yes, they cannot survive without it. So again, self censorship works there as well. Program allows you look for a long term internship instead of a short term gain of just finding it quickly. It might take time, but it will sustain you long term because that is allowed. The thing about us is we are new with international students.
Okay.
So when we talk about the support system, it's really solid because we want international students.
Hi, I am Sashwati Sarkar, and you're watching The Times of India. Studying in the US has always been a dream for many Indian students. But in 2025, the dream comes with new questions. From writing a compelling statement of purpose to staying updated on tuition costs, visa changes, and political shifts, there's a lot to navigate. And while SOPs and letters of recommendation still form the heart of any strong application, today's international students are also facing unexpected hurdles like increased visa scrutiny, the rollback of DEI policies, and even concerns around digital surveillance. In today's conversation, we'll explore how to make an application shine at Texas A&M University San Antonio and also unpack the changing realities of student life in the US. Joining me is Ankita Chaturvedi, Regional Manager at Texas A&M University and a seasoned expert in international student recruitment across the US, Singapore, Ireland, and Europe. Thanks a lot, Ankita, for joining us here in the studio today. I'm sure our conversation today will answer a lot of queries that Indian students aiming US have in their mind. So let's talk numbers first. So what are the current tuition fee structures for international students in TAMUSA for undergrad and postgrad programs?
So Texas A&M University San Antonio, that's the full form TAMUSA. So we are part of Texas A&M University systems and we are a public university. And also we are located in San Antonio. So what happens is we are a very cost-effective university. So our tuition fees are very low. The tuition fee normally range between 15,000 to 17,000 USD for a year. So that is a very, very low, even for the Texas standards, a very low tuition fee. So very economical option for students.
And this is applicable to international students also.
Yes, this is for international students.
Okay, understood. So beyond tuition, what are the other hidden costs that students should be budgeting for? Lab costs, insurance, tech fees, and student activities. Are there such hidden costs as well?
Yes. Every university will have them. There will be student services fees, there will be international fees, there will be insurance. Apart from that, there will be living cost as well. So normally when we talk about my university, for one semester, every fee inclusive comes somewhere around $7,300 or $7,500. That is what a student pays inclusive of all the fees. Not the living cost, but the fees. So that includes all those hidden fees. There is nothing else apart from that.
What's the acceptance rate of TAMUSA, and how selective is the admissions process, especially when it comes to India?
The university doesn't have a specific percentage for international students per se. But our acceptance rate is pretty high, on the higher side, to be honest with you. So what we do is we do give leeway to Indian students in certain ways, like GRE, GMAT we have waived off. But a student need a good enough GPA score. They need recommendations. They need their English test. Combine that, so we have our own internal committee which evaluates. So once the application comes in, it goes to them. So they verify the university, they verify the credentials, because the GPA and our percentage system sometimes work very differently. So they translate it into the terms that they can comprehend, and then they vet the application, and if it qualifies, then they forward it to the department. But overall, our acceptance rate is pretty high, and we do give certain leeways to Indian students.
That's good to hear. I think our audience will be very happy to hear that.
True.
So when it comes to statements of purpose, what types of SOPs actually resonate with the admissions teams in the US, and what is totally off the mark?
So see, statement of purpose, according to me, and a lot of people in the industry, experts would say, is one of the most important document a student puts in the application. Right. because that is what sets your application apart. Your mark sheets, everyone has percentage. These days, students actually score pretty good percentage. Statement of purpose should be very clear, concise, to the point. It should very clearly tell your story. It should tell what you have done so far, what you want to achieve if you join this university and this particular program, and what value addition can you bring to the country you're coming to. Translate that on a paper in a concise way, very authenticate, very up to the mark. Do not copy paste. That is what a lot of people do. It should be you, it should reflect you. That kind of statement of purpose universities love, because that tells us who we are talking about, what the student is all about, and that will set you apart when it comes to admission.
Lot happening on the US front now. Student visas are being revoked very arbitrarily. And there are the scrutiny and everything has become a very tight leash. So in this volatile situation, you know, it is affecting the sense of security of students. Not only Indian students, but students all over the globe. What steps are universities like TAMUSA taking to make students feel a little less insecure than they are, to support them?
See, I know these are very unprecedented times. We have not seen the shift that is happening right now happen before. It's very chaotic. Yeah, students are anxious, students are fearful, but as a university, it is our job to help the student as much as we can. So what we are doing as universities, not just Texas A&M I'm talking about, in general I'm talking about, universities are providing the best support they can, because they don't want their students to struggle. Legal options, if student needs, universities are setting up legal options. Even the professors that are, the law professors, if they can provide certain guidance to student, they are stepping up. If there are some universities in Indiana, they are providing financial support to student if they need to, fight anything or want to do anything about it. That is what we're providing. Plus, because it's causing a lot of anxiety and fear, universities are also providing mental health support, because some students do need to, talk, they need support. So universities are taking things very seriously, and
There are
helping.
mental health support cells
A lot of
already embedded
universities
in.
a lot of universities do have that in place. If they might not call it completely as a mental health support, but they do have things in place. If student wants to go and talk to someone, they can. If there is no one available also, they can guide student support centers are always very active when it comes to international students.
So that's the scene in the US, like student support cells and.
Every university has their student services department, so they play a different role with different universities, so it's not
What is the
necessary.
scene in Texas A&M
We do
University?
have a student support center which provides all the help that a student needs. So the day student reaches there, the student services center is there for them. If they need any kind of support, they can go to them, they can reach out to them. If we do not have anything available on our campus to help them out with, we will guide them where to go, how to go about it, how to navigate, because it's a new country, it's a different country for them. And they sometimes get homesick, they sometimes are not sure what to do about it, they don't know how things function over there, because it's very different from India. A student from a small town in India, when they go to US, firstly it's such a big transition that they are not able to cope up. Sometimes students just drop and come back because they are not able to cope. So that's why students take this thing very seriously. Student support centers are always there to help students out.
So coming to the ground reality, as I already mentioned in my last question, that the scrutiny has been very, very tight, and especially for students who have been involved in campus protests and activism. So how are students supposed to exercise their right to free speech while keeping their legal visa status intact without jeopardizing their legal visa? So it's a very tight rope. It's tricky and it's a very tight rope. How do you think, students should navigate this landscape at the moment?
See, it is a tightrope, and there are no guidelines. There's no guide map. No one can tell you that this is how it should be done. So It is a very tricky situation. Historically speaking, campus activism has been part of campuses around the world. That's what youth does. Youth brings change and they talk about it and they are not shy and they are not scared. But right now, the situation is as such. So, a lot of students are taking caution because at the end of the day their status over there, their education is what they are there for. So a lot of students have, are changing their focus and being more towards the study right now and
Or taking
trying
a
to,
cautious path.
yes, trying self censorship. That's what students are doing right now. And there are very limited options right now, to be honest. So I think that's a very stable and intelligent
I mean,
option to
even
do
I
right
mean,
now.
navigating their own social media profiles. I mean, that is also not only just campus activism, but their social media activities are also.
And this generation, they breathe social media.
Yes, they eat, drink,
They
sleep social
yes,
media.
they cannot survive without it. So again, self censorship works there as well.
So,
Be
do
cautious.
universities, issue any cautionary notice or any guideline of sorts for students that
If they do, I'm not aware of it, but I don't think so that they do, because this is part of their, individuality, their individual free speech. Universities cannot give a guideline on it as a
No, it's not a rule, a mandate, or something of that sort. Just the way you have a mental health or
so they
service
they
support. Like, is there any guideline if students are confused, about what to do on my social media profile and what not to do? Where should they go, and how will they
So it's
deal?
a very individually student specific thing. They can go to the support center services, support services. They might guide student, but there is no specific guidelines that a university gives to student when it comes to social media. So right now, the self caution is the way to go for students. I understand that it's tricky. I understand it's difficult. I understand it's anxious, but that is what needs to be done right now, because at the end of the day the focus is education. Finish your education and work for the life that you are there for. Everything else can fall into place. We just need to ride off the wave right now, I think.
Absolutely, riding off the wave. That should be the mantra right now. Yeah,
Yes.
the situation that we are currently in is slightly like a sci-fi novel. Using AI to monitor a student's social media profile and anti-American sentiment. Very futuristic, but it's the reality. So, how do you think? How are students reacting to this level of surveillance? What kind of reactions do you get from students of your university?
So see, students are not reacting very well. If you take away social media from the students these days, that's how they survive. Everything they need to communicate through social media. They don't even like to interact on phone. They use phone majorly for social media. So and if that is under such scrutiny and they can't, a innocent tweet you made, a innocent share you made, if that can lead you into trouble, it's a very troubling thing. Especially students at that age, when if we're talking about the undergrads, and they are at an age, sometimes they don't pay attention to what they are sharing. They will just share it for the sake of it. It's a very troubling thing. But again, the same thing, right now the self censorship and caution is the way to go, and that is what majority of students are doing. That's the intelligent path right now. I understand saying it is wrong, that you should not be doing that right now,
Right.
but we need to work around the times. That flexibility of mind should be there to survive things that are out of your control sometimes.
That's a life lesson too.
It really is.
So there are reports of Indian students quitting their part-time jobs because it may lead to visa violations. So it's kind of unsettling for international students, including Indians, in terms of their finances. So, what would be your suggestion to them?
So I want to clarify one thing. There are two types of part-time jobs: on campus and off campus.
Right.
On campus is allowed, off is not. The students who are quitting are the off campus ones, who
Okay.
couldn't find on-campus part-time employment, so they looked for off-campus to make some extra money. Now I do understand the need for that,
Right.
but that is what is happening. The on-campus one have nothing to trouble about. The
Right.
off-campus ones, because
So
when
this is
technically it's
actually affecting the international students' experience in the
it does
US.
it does because see a lot of Indian students when they go there, they need a financial stability, so that helps them get
Sustain.
by.
Yeah.
If that is taken away, a load of that finances comes back to their families back home, and when your finances are in struggle, you can't really focus on your education as well. So it's a very vicious circle, but that is what's happening.
Is
So
there a way
off
to work around it? Like, if you don't get, if you're unable to clench an on-campus part-time job, what can they do? What is their
look for long-term internships if your program allows you, like STEM programs does. So some programs do allow. If your program allows you, look for a long-term internship instead of a short term gain of just finding it quickly. It might take time, but it will sustain you long term because that is allowed.
okay internship that
Internships
off-campus?
with yeah, it is allowed. Internships are allowed if your program allows it. If your admission the department allows you, and you can find an internship. Sometimes they help. We have a career center like at our university that helps student out if they need to find an internship or something. So they can guide you. They can connect you to people. So try and find a long term internship that can help. If your program, not all programs allows, honestly speaking, but if yours does, try look for that. You might not find it very quickly, but if you do, it will sustain you for a longer term, and there are no repercussions like
Okay.
that you have for the off-campus one, which is happening right now.
Can you shed light on the on-campus part-time job opportunities and internship opportunities for your university, for
So,
Texas
like,
A&M?
yeah, so we have very good options available. We have graduate assistantships available on our campus. So, for student comes and they want, so we post what are available there, and if a student wishes, they can apply for it. If they qualify, the interviews are done, and then they are hired. So, so this university that I'm with the San
Texas A&M.
Antonio campus, we are 15 years old campus, 700 acres beautiful campus. The thing about us is we are new with international students.
Okay.
So when we talk about the support system, it's really solid because we want international students. When we talk about job opportunities, finding internships, we work like anything for our students right now. So that's where the on-campus options are also very easily available with us.
Okay. And what about the internship options?
The
What
career center
programs?
helps out. So I have STEM programs. When it comes to masters, I have masters of science in computer science. I have MS in cybersecurity, the skills that are needed right now. I have MS in psychology,
All
biology.
these programs allow internships.
They do. They are STEM programs and they allow internships.
That's a great piece of information for students. Given the recent deportations and heightened immigration enforcement, what advice would you share for students aiming US as their dream study abroad destination? 5 solid pieces of advice for them.
So see, first and foremost is that I understand that US is very tricky at the moment, but US has always been the top destination, and it will be
Very
a top destination.
accepting
It will be a
towards.
top destination again, because what US offers, not a lot of countries do offer that quality education
Not a
with
lot of
a
countries, other countries don't have such a big economy as well.
true. That's the beauty of it. Plus, it's the environment is truly multicultural. So, if a student international, it's part of international student experience to experience a multicultural environment. Or in your overall growth, that actually helps when you learn about different cultures. That's the beauty of US. That US helps you without even finding it. It's there. You just have to go. So it gonna come back again, bigger and stronger. That is there. So don't feel disheartened that what to do. If you wanna wait out, wait out. But US is not going anywhere. Now what you need to do is first and foremost when you're making an application, be very clear when you're working on your credentials and submitting your credentials or information. Be very credible in it. Secondly, know your options. When you're going there as an international student, know your options, know your duties. Know your freedom, know what comes with it, what doesn't come with it. Walk a straight line. If things are tough, walk a straight line. You don't have to always, find a way around things. So know things properly. Third is, when you are there, seek help from the universities. Universities are there to help. You have to ask. The culture is very different in India than over there. Sometimes when we are here, we feel that how to put it to the seniors over there, but they're very open. Sometimes you do just don't, you have to ask, so be open to that. So that is what my suggestion is. Be cautious, take care of your credentials, don't fill out any wrong information anywhere which can lend you into trouble. If open speech and things are like that we just talked about, they are into trouble. I know saying that is wrong, that don't do that, but if that's the need of the hour, do that.
Yes.
Take care of your education first, everything else falls into the place when you move on in life.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time and coming here in the studio and sharing your insights and information. You shared very useful pieces of information. I'm sure this will be an eye openers for our Indian aspirants.
Thank you, my
Thanks a
pleasure,
lot.
my pleasure, definitely.